So we just survived the presidential election. Now, did it have an effect on the real estate market here in San Diego? Did it cause it to trend upwards or start to trend down? I don't know. Check it out on this month's monthly market update. Hi, my name is Ian Collins, and in this video, we're going to cover everything that happened in the market in San Diego for October. So, spoiler alert, nothing happened from the presidential election. It's too early to tell what effect it's had, but also just kind of another keynote is that presidential elections only affect the real estate market for us immediately is because people get that fear of uncertainty and they either don't get into the market to buy a home or they don't list their home to sell. And on top of that, every time there's an election year, it also falls in the holiday season, which doesn't help. So normally if it starts to see a slight dip, make sure you keep checking back in until next year and keep checking these monthly market updates so you can see how it's trending, because it doesn't mean doom and gloom. But as always, we're going to cover three main metrics because you kind of get a snapshot of what's going on in the market here in San Diego, both short-term and long-term, so you kind of see trends. We'll go over the favorite topic of mortgage rates, and then at the end, I'll give a buyer's tip and seller's tip. So let's get started. First up, we have everyone's favorite median sales price. As you can still see here, we're still stuck at $1,050,000, and we've been stuck there since July. So it was in May, it was 1,090,000 for a little bit. Then we dropped to 1,085,000 in June, and then we've been stuck at 1,050,000. Now it kind of seems alarming that we've kind of bottomed out, but I wouldn't call it a red flag as of yet, because still year over year we're still beating last year's price. So if you go look over here, the median sales prices year over year for the last 3 years. So even in 2022, it was still a 2.5 increase from 2021. I don't have those numbers. If you want me to look them up for you, hit me up. But then in 2023, it was an 8.8% increase to 960,000, and then a 9.4% increase. So year over year, it's still going up, even though we've been stuck at $1,050,000 for a while now. So I get it. It's kind of alarming. That's not normal usually for us, but next year, we'll see if we're still on that trend of being, 8 to 10% year over year. On condos and townhomes, we actually had an increase from September to October from $650,500 to $679,000. So although it also was a drop, if you look back at September, if you watched my last video, plug, if you could see year over year, it's actually a decrease, which has usually been uncommon for us in the last 10 years. But now back to 679,000, it's actually a 3.5% increase. So there was a slight dip in September, but maybe it was a fluke. Maybe people weren't selling their homes. Who knows? Back to business as usual. As you can see over here on the graph, for attached or condos and townhomes, 605,500 in 2022, then 656,000, and then 679,000 in 2024. So a 3.5% increase. One thing you could kind of say for condos and townhomes is that it's a slightly less than it has been over the past few years. In 2022 is 7.8% increase, in 2023 is 8.3%, and then 2024 is a 3.5% increase. Maybe you can say that presents more opportunity. I don't know. As you can see in the graph here, we kind of had a little shakiness in 2022, as you can see, but then back up, and then we're kind of flatlining out a little bit up here. Is it a better time to buy a condo or buy a home? Depends. Gotta look at these next two metrics. Next one being days on market. So with days on market for October 2024, we are still stuck at 34 days for single family homes, and condos and townhomes actually went up from 36 days in September to 40 days in October. So slightly slower selling your condo or townhome. Take this into consideration if you're thinking about selling it this time of year, but we'll get into that on the seller's tips. If you go over here year over year, stay away from year to date chaotic numbers. Year over year is much better just to understand it and internalize it. It was 33 days October 2022. Then last year it was actually dropped by 4 days, and now it's back to right around normal. I don't see anything really big with this besides the fact it's the time of year and people are kind of hesitant, kind of like I said in the intro, presidential, year, maybe I should wait to see what happens with the market, even though you won't see it for months at a time. But that's probably contributing to it. Like I said, it's not in my mind. It wouldn't be a recommendation for you to hold off on buying a home out of the fear of the, market crashing or something chaotic like that. There's no indications. It's that time of year, and that's about that. And lastly, we're going to cover inventory. So inventory in October, we saw there was 2,850 single family homes, which is a almost 31% year over year change. And then for condos and townhomes, it was 1,862, which is actually a almost 51% increase year over year. So if you slide over the year to year bar over here, or bar graph, or whatever graph, you can see that although in 2022 we had the most for single family homes at almost 3,200, we dropped. We're still slightly more than 2023, but not as much as it was in 2022. Now, if we go and look at condos and townhomes, we're actually more than it was in 2022. So if you take the fact that there's more inventory of condos for sale, they're taking longer on the market, and prices haven't been skyrocketing as fast as single family homes, maybe that presents an opportunity for you if you're looking to buy a home. If you're looking to sell a home, your condos or townhome, then maybe make sure you price it reasonably and be prepared for it to be on the market a little bit longer. But nothing too chaotic for this time of year, I'll be honest with you. It's holiday season. People are thinking about turkey and buying gifts for their 1,000 family members. Most people aren't thinking about buying or making a move or selling their home, do anything like that. Next, we have everybody's favorite, mortgage rates. So mortgage rates, at the time of recording this video on the 11th, mortgage rates on average for 30 years, this is for, conventional loans, but it gives you kind of an idea for, Fannie Mae or FHA and VA and all that stuff. They might be higher or lower, but this gives you a good idea of the trends. So it was 6.79% for the weekly average as of 11/7 for 30-year fixes. For 15 years, it was 6%. If you go down to the graph here, you saw we kind of went at the bottom. We got to the bottom right around September at 6.08% for 30-year fixes. And then all of October, you see we're kind of been beelining it up. Now, this is one of those things that's, controversial with presidential elections, and everybody promises, affordable housing and, lowering interest rates. But realistically, presidents don't really have that much power on the Fed. And the other monetary policies that they're talking about causes the Fed to kind of restrict, to be a brace for what they think each administration is going to do. So without getting into the weeds of, macroeconomics and all this kind of stuff, don't worry about it. And I keep telling you this, if this is not your first video watching, I beat this horse to death multiple times. Don't worry about the mortgage rates. If you can't afford a home because of the mortgage rates, so be it. Then you're at the whim of what the mortgage rates are to be able to afford a home. But most of you aren't. Most of you are penny pinching, trying to wait to get the best mortgage rate you can get to get, whatever. But you're going to forever be waiting because something new is always going to happen. Stop timing it. Wait till you're financially ready, that you have your, emergency savings, you have down payment and closing costs. That is your indication of when to buy. I do this for you guys just to get an idea of where they're trending. But at the end of the day, just buy it when you're ready. Don't wait for this. Don't wait for someone to save you, because it's not happening. Next, on to my home buying tips. If you are thinking about buying a home, or you've been kicking around the idea, and you're one of the few people that don't worry about turkey, Thanksgiving, and buying presents for whomever, it's an awesome opportunity for you to buy. Like, as we went over before, especially if you're starting with a starter home, condos and townhomes are on the market longer. You can get a better opportunity when you're buying them, and you're not going to be competing with as many people because, like I said earlier, most people are thinking about the holiday season. So if you're ready to do that and your lease is coming up, or it'd be really crazy to have your lease come up during this time. But if for whatever reason your lease is coming up and around this holiday season, you are financially ready, I would say it's a great time to buy a home. I'll be 100% transparent. I bought my home in November because I know that's when no one else is looking for homes. So I'm not holding up any secrets here. That's what I did. I'm not trying to tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. So yeah, I get it. Most people can't because it's holiday season. There's still other opportunities out there, but just know this is a slow time, and if you can do it, probably should do it. Now on for my home sellers or potential home sellers. My advice to you is exactly opposite of what I just told the buyers. I wouldn't, if you have to, I get it, but don't sell your house during this time because it's just filled with uncertainty and people are just waiting. Now I know it's contrary to probably what every realtor tells you because they're trying to get your listing, but as just being open and honest with you, as if I was advising myself, I wouldn't sell my house during this time because, like I just told the buyers, this is a great opportunity to buy a home because you don't have a lot of competition, and most people are worrying about Turkey Day and Christmas and all that holiday season stuff and New Year's. They're not looking to buy a home, so I get it if you have to because you're moving with work or whatever. Just if you do have to sell your home this time, price it accordingly. Make sure it's 1%, 0.5%, 1% under market value to gain the most eyeballs and exposure as possible to try to sell as fast as you can, but be ready for it to sit. Best case scenario, if you listen to these videos and pay attention, start thinking about selling your home in like February when the all the hangover eggnog hangovers and New Year's is done and there people are starting to think, planning for the future. So if you can, do it in February. If you can't, and I know, like I said, I know it's contrary. Most realtors won't tell you this, but I'm just trying to do it for your best interest. Wait till February. But if you have to, price it accordingly and stand by for it to sit for just a little bit, but you'll get through it. Sorry to end on doom and gloom, but it's that time of the year and someone has to be honest with you. So thanks for watching. If you are thinking about buying a home and you want to start learning how to save money, check out this video right here. It'll help you out. If you're thinking about selling a home, check out this video right here. It should help you as well. And as always, I put links in the bio so if you want to reach out to me or anything. And please like and subscribe to my channel. And thanks again for watching.